Andy,
Michael.
are you ready to go into the breach?
One could even say that I'm excited to go into the breach.
Oh, wonderful. It's very nice in there.
Yeah. What amenities do we have within the breach?
Oh, there's some power.
Okay.
And there's some large insects.
Not a fan of that, I'll be honest.
Well, then this game may be up your alley because it's all about killing large insects.
Michael, give me a run. Give me what's going on here? I'm seeing an island. I'm seeing what is this breach that we're getting into?
Did you play FTL?
I did play FTL.
All right.
But not as much as some other people I know. But I'm familiar.
Sure. Well, it's the same people who did FTL. It's kind of uncanny how some of the things look a lot like FTL, like menus and art and stuff. Not like exactly, but very similar.
It's a small team. It's kind of expected that the art style would remain similar. I do like the way it's evolved, though. There's some very good art design in this game. I don't know how much we've played comparatively, but I think we're at about the same point.
I've played maybe like 5 hours at this point.
I might have played a little more than you, but this is you playing right now. For anyone watching,
this is I don't know. I think I showed it. I have 2 teams unlocked at this point, but now I have like 4.
This is the second. This is like the first team that you really unlock.
Yeah.
I actually like this team a lot.
The Rusting Hulks.
Yeah, because I love the way the clouds work in this. We should probably not get into like deep strats until we explain the basics here.
Yeah, I was gonna pull out of that conversation.
You're slapping around some bugs. Why are you slapping these bugs around?
So, I've heard this described a lot of different ways. In my head, I think of it as like Pacific Rim, the video game.
That exists, but I can see it.
Yeah, like this is essentially you are in charge of a team of 3 mechs of differing varieties. I think the opening one has like a typical like mech-looking mech.
The opening one has a mech that you can literally just make look like the mech from Pacific Rim. You unlock more color schemes as you get more teams, and there's a blue one, and it just turns it into the fucking mech from that movie.
Well, that's great. So yeah, you are a kind of time-traveling mechs. Your job is to go to these 4 different islands, eliminate all of the Vec, which are these alien bug things, before they are able to destroy the power grid, which you'll see in the top there. I'm pretty sure I fail at some point during this. I get cocky.
I mean, you're getting your pants pressed right now.
I'm doing all right.
2 mechs in critical? Already?
I am doing okay.
I played 6 hours, so I'm the expert here. You've only played 5.
Yes. Yeah, I've only played 5. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, so every mech has different abilities, and it kind of just turns into mech chess at some point.
It does definitely. It's the 2 things that it reminds me of in terms of just the gameplay is like a weird combination of chess and Advance Wars.
Yes.
Because it has a lot of the terrain-based stuff that Advance Wars had.
Right.
But it amped up with this positioning stuff that they've introduced.
Yeah, there's a lot of like the little spidery guy I have. His only thing, I don't know why he's a he. The only thing he can do is push in all 4 directions out from the side of it.
That mech's really cool. Like, there's an entire team I haven't unlocked yet called the Steel Judoka, which is apparently completely based around. I mean, it's named Steel Judoka. You're doing judo to giant bugs.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh, yeah, so each pilot has their own upgrade tree. Each mech does, and then the pilots have their own upgrades as well.
Right.
Have you gotten any of the robot pilots yet?
I have 2 of them. One where, this guy you can see on the left, he gets armor for his mech, whatever mech he's in. And then one robot pilot I have, if you have a spare power, it can fly. So,
yeah, I have that guy.
Yeah, any mech can fly, so suddenly, like the little spidery bot would suddenly be able to go on water and attack.
pro tip for anybody playing: very good pilot for the rocket mech you have here, because it lets you position that way more, and that one is hard to get in range of stuff sometimes.
Yeah, there's usually the teams are pretty well balanced between damage dealing, positioning, and artillery of some sort.
Yeah, it always feels like so far there's been a pattern, and here, at least in my experience, of there's sort of a melee-based mech or a mech that can go close up. There's one that's support-based, and there's one that's more ranged.
Yeah.
Like the starting team, there's a it kind of lays out those archetypes really well, I think. Where there's one that's basically just a tank. Mm-hmm. There's the one that is the punchy guy, the Pacific Rim mech. And I'm trying to remember what the third one is off the top of my head. I think it was.
I don't remember.
I think that might have been another range. Yeah, that was an artillery mech, I think, too. Which was sort of just like a weaker, like, more for positioning-based stuff.
Yeah. Your job is to clear these islands. Each island is like subdivided into terrain or like sections, and each section, as you'll see in the top right, has its own different objectives. You don't need to do those, but for this one, like, I just picked up the time pod, and that'll give me some items at the end.
Ooh, I'm excited to see what we get.
Some of them are weird. Like some of them you open them and it's items, and then some of them you open them it's like there was a pilot in here. Like, there's just a dude stashed in here.
It makes sense. So there's a conceit in this game when you lose, when you die. You can pick. So it's a roguelike, but you can pick one of your pilots to bring to your next playthrough with all their upgrades intact.
Yeah.
So I guess it kind of makes sense that like the time pod is from another timeline, and that's that pilot doing the jump. You know.
Yes, and there are other pods, I believe, that have other kinds of stuff in them.
I've only seen the basic time pods.
I've only seen screenshots of other pods, but they are called other things. I believe they're in harder because so some of these sections will, like, some of them are just like this, where I'm supposed to survive their 2 turns, and then I can get that other stuff, which will give me benefits for if I finish this island, which I believe we will see at some point. But then there are certain levels that will just say, like, hey, don't destroy this kind of Vec, or this level is very hard, and if you beat it, you get a lot more rewards.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is a lot of risk rewards in, like, very FTL-y, where you're picking, like, the path, but there's no set path, it's just kind of the section.
Yeah, I will say I have seen a lot of repeating, like, objectives.
Yeah, they repeat a lot.
The randomization of the actual, like, levels themselves works well enough.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to admit that I've been getting kind of fatigued with randomized games.
Sure.
But this one, I think, nails it in a way, because it's structured enough that there's a skill, like, level to it where you can keep making progress.
Yeah. Not sure what I'm doing here. I don't remember.
I mean, you know, you're fighting. I like this. This is one of my favorite objectives. Actually, is the one where you get the 2 little tanks. They don't do damage, but they can push them around.
Yeah, that's very useful, especially just having the additional 2 units. The artillery one is also pretty good because it does damage and it'll lob 2 missiles over 2 spaces. So that one's very good.
Yeah. You know, I like the artillery mech a lot because it farts clouds when you have it.
Yeah. That's what this little plane thing does. Farts clouds.
Yeah. No. This. So here is the thing that you need to know about the mech squad Michael is using here. It's fart based.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. So reactor cores are what you use to upgrade your pilots or your mechs.
Yeah, I think I do it here. You get power. This is kind of FTL-y, where you're installing power. In FTL, the power would, like, boost up what systems and weapons you could have in your ship. That's the same for all these mechs, but it also can boost, like, how much health you have, how much you can move. I do it here. Yeah. Now my plane has a bunch of health.
I'm trying not to be a backseat game. but you should have given that power to your push mech so it can get the shield.
You know, I don't really like the push mech. Like, I've seen a lot of people really positive on the Rusting Hulks. I'm not, I'm not into them.
What team have you, like, I feel like, I don't know. I want to talk a little bit about, like, what teams you've been feeling in this, or, like, what strategies you've been liking in this. Are you not super into the positioning stuff?
I like the positioning stuff, but there is a, the team I have now, and I think it's the Blitzkrieg team, it has a little orb dude. And the orb dude, I can lob shields at things, or it can pull an enemy closer one, or pull anything closer one.
Yeah.
So that's really nice in like a situation like this where that little blue beetle cannot go in the water. And so if my little orb was on the other side and had a clear shot, it could just pull it into the water and kill it instantly. And I really like that.
Yeah, actually, I'll be honest, I don't really like that team.
I think it's the Blitzkrieg team?
Yeah. It just doesn't really work for me. But that's kind of like one of the things that I like about this game that FTL did too. It generates a lot of conversation about it. We haven't really gone into how the Vec spawn, which is an important mechanic in this. They come up out of the ground and you'll see where they're going to come. You see right there, actually right by Michael's mouse, there's a hole that's getting ready to emerge from. You can put stuff over that, and they'll take 1 damage, but they'll block it for a turn. So what you can do is you can put enemy Vec over top of their emergent holes, and they'll, block them
and take damage.
Yeah, or you can use like a tankier mech to stop it.
Well, that's the whole. Like everything the Vec do, other than their movements, is telegraphed. And so that's the sort of chess part of it, is like, I know that those 2 flying Vecs are about to attack that building. I have to protect that building or I'll lose that power.
Yeah, so what you need to do is either stop them from attacking or move them so they attack another square. The cool thing about this team is with all the smoke, if you put them in smoke, they cancel their attack.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm pushing that guy on top of that thing, and then this will put him into smoke.
Yeah.
So now I push that flying Vec out of the way, so he attacks nothing. The other one takes damage, and then that one takes damage. And then the little flying squid one is actually buffing all of the Vec with their health.
Yeah. There's a few different types, and I actually believe we might... I don't know if we're gonna see it in this, but when you go to another island, you'll see like a list of what Vec might show up. Which is kind of handy, because like you do learn these different types. Like, oh, that's a firefly there. I hate those ones. Because they fire a straight line. And it's super annoying when you accidentally push them and then they hit something.
What's great is... I got an achievement. What's great is when you can push those, because they shoot all the way across, you just push them into a line with another Vec. It's like, go damage your friends.
That's very good, but... I mean, I'm not super into Joss Whedon's work, so I guess I just don't like Firefly.
Ayo. Boo.
Yeah.
So and the last one I just got an achievement. There are achievements that are for the entire game. Like you'll see the little stars I'm earning are reputation, and those can be spent at the end of an island. Kind of like FTL at the end of a screen, you would be able to spend money.
Yeah.
And upgrade things or add power. So you can, if you spend like 50, you get an achievement over all playthroughs. But this particular team, the Rusting Hulks, also has a set of achievements that they can only get.
Yeah, I think every team has 3 achievements, and that's how you earn the coins which you buy new teams with. So FTL did the same thing with their different ships. And I like that they kind of encourage you trying everything out in a way that doesn't like suck. Because like I can do a short run of a team I don't really like, still kind of get it because I want to get those achievements.
Yeah. And this level also shows off kind of some of the stuff that different sections will have. So this one has air support. So wherever that yellow is, before the Vec go, I should have done something different there.
Probably.
Backseat driving my own playthrough now.
Hey, you got it though.
Yeah.
That's a good play.
Yeah. That'll block that Vec from as well. So some of them, the last one you saw, I had to destroy a dam. But there's some that have seismic activity or tidal waves, and it'll change the terrain.
Yeah, they always highlight that too, so you're never just like out of nowhere something major happens, which I like a smart thing to do. Almost everything in this game is telegraphed in a way, aside from the movement of the Vec, like you said.
Yeah, just like the attacking the Vec, all that stuff's just told in advance. So you can do your best to plan around it. Doesn't always work.
I do like it though because it does kind of. And a lot of the time with strategy games, I end up feeling like the difficulty comes just from numbers being too high. But in this, it's a lot of like, oh no, that was because I fucked up. That's because I'm bad at this.
Sometimes I've switched to easy because I want to unlock more teams.
Yeah.
This is on normal, and on easy there are significantly less Vec. Like, I don't want to say half, but
I don't know. It can. I'd say this is about on par. It's just they're harder to kill, so they don't.
Maybe, yeah.
They don't cluster up as much, but you're getting on average about 2 a turn, and that's about the same as on easy. Because I did the same thing when I was trying out the Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, because on easy, I feel like I'm ending playthroughs. Oh, I'm about to lose this power plant or whatever it is. On easy playthroughs, I'm ending my turns with like no Vec alive, like the last 2 turns.
I mean, it feels good. I'm gonna take that. I'll take that endorphin rush. You know?
Yeah, it's great. It's like, yeah. You might notice like every now when your mechs fall out of the sky, this is what happens when you beat an island. You have to go through it one more time.
I think wrapping up this island might be good. Show off the shop. Because, this is the starting island. You unlock the islands throughout, your early playthroughs, and then you can pick them in any order. This one is kind of the most vanilla island. There's one that's just, industrial buildings and acid everywhere, and it rules.
Is that the last one?
It's the last one.
I have desert and then ice. Ice is really neat because all the water is iced over, but it can take damage. So if you've been, thriving on pushing things into water, you have to damage the water first so that it's broken up. That's really neat.
So here you're fighting one of the boss.
Yeah.
Ones in this. Oh, the Scorpion. I don't think I've actually fought the Scorpion leader before.
Really?
Yeah, maybe I have, and I just forgot him.
It poisons.
Yeah, no, that's a gnarly attack range too.
Yeah, there's another one that I forget which level it's on. There's another one that will attack forward and behind it for 2 spaces and does a bunch of damage.
Yes,
3 or 4 damage.
I have fought that and it sucks.
Yes.
Oh, so I don't know if we might have just missed it because this game is dense and there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But what happened to your flight mech is one of the most frustrating things I've found. Getting tangled because you can't get that guy out of there until unless you kill that mech or not kill the mech, kill that Vec or push them somehow. And
the plane can get out. I just noticed. It's what I just noticed, but I'm about to lose a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but see what happened there is though you had to have your plane go last, and your plane didn't
Yeah. I should have moved the plane and then did artillery. So this is what happens when you lose. If all your power goes away, you lose.
Remember when I said, "Hey, let's show off the ending of an island"? Well, how about the end of a world? Yeah, I was trying to remember
what happened next. And then you choose who to carry over. I believe I choose the named dude.
Yeah, so there's specific named time travelers as well as generic ones. The named ones have the better abilities, obviously. But you usually only have the if you can get to a run, that's incredible, and it's happened to me for sure. That's how you unlock people, obviously. But usually you kind of just have the one you start with, I found.
Zenith is what I've been using, and then I'm about to unlock Blitzkrieg here.
Yeah, maybe we'll show these guys off real quick. Just get a look at them.
Yeah.
So that
this is how different this can knowing what that first squad was. That's the first squad you generally unlock because it's only 2 coins. This is how much it can change, and then this is the medals and stuff you can get for this particular group.
And that like, okay, let's do one with these so we can show the variety for sure.
Sure.
Because this team does have some really flashy stuff, especially that whip mech.
Yeah.
Um,
So this is the second island that you unlock. So if you beat the first island, this one is just unlocked to begin with.
This is actually a very good island for that last team you used because you can generate more smoke. And we didn't mention this, but there's a passive you start with on that team where all smoke is electrified and that does damage to anything in it.
Oh, I didn't know it was that whole team was like that.
Yeah, that's why that team rules.
Okay, I just thought that was an effect of one of the mechs things.
But because of that, so you see anybody watching the sort of like, I guess bumpy sand there.
The dunes.
That can turn into smoke when you damage it, which I'm sure you'll see. I love the rock thrower.
Yeah, the rock thrower is really dope.
The rock thrower rules because you can also block Vec with it.
Yeah, if the rock doesn't hit anything, it pushes things out to the side. But if it doesn't hit anything, like if there wasn't a Vec there, it would leave a rock there with 1 health. That's pretty dope.
I think it also doesn't it leave one if you kill with it, or am I wrong?
I don't remember.
So this mech's tricky but really cool. It does a chain whip like electrocution to any enemies that are any units that are adjacent.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't like it, is because you can target your allies with it, and I was like, no, I'm too baby mode for those.
You can change it so it doesn't affect allies, and you can change it so that it goes through buildings, which is amazing.
It seems like probably one of the higher tier like mech types in this game, but it also is like, it's so over my head right now. I need to practice more.
Sure. I think I'm still like, this was literally my first time with this team, so I'm like, what do I do?
I'm not gonna say it shows, but it shows.
Hey, no damage, no buildings are getting damaged.
You're doing fine. There is a time pod just fucking sitting there though, and it's pissing me off.
I have to rescue the buildings.
Yeah.
And now everything's tangled, so what do I do?
Gotta throw some rocks.
Literally everything is now tangled.
Yeah, but
fuck it.
So the rope mech there, the one that you just damaged so cruelly, it actually is armored, so it takes less electrical damage. So it only takes one
really?
as opposed to 2. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's made for having chains through it. It's just you kind of gotta be ready to heal it.
I know the other team, the Zenith mechs, are pretty armored up and are kind of immune to a lot of the Vec damage.
Is that the team with the laser?
Yes.
Yeah. That laser's weird, but cool, but also dangerous. I've literally killed myself with that laser by accident.
Yes, be aware of what is beyond the laser at all times.
Alright, well... Michael, thank you for showing me this insight into the war to save humanity.
Yeah, it's, I really liked FTL. Like, it's an amazing game. I'm about to kill one of my own mechs. Sometimes you gotta do it.
We're fucking turning this video off right now. I'm mad now.
I really liked FTL, but like I've always felt like I was missing something with FTL when I was playing through it. I don't feel like I'm missing anything with Into the Breach, despite the way I've played.
I would 100% second that. This feels way more accessible than FTL was, in some ways, I found, because there's way more direct input, and it's also very easy to run. I run it on a very bad laptop. Nice, you got Harold.
I got an old man.
Hell yeah.
There's an old... I found that really hilarious. There's an old man in that pod who I've never met before.
Oh, hello! I'm here to pilot your mech!
Hello. I don't want this mech.
I
think I was afraid of losing him. Also, he's in storage now.
I mean, you know.
Once you unlock a pilot, you unlock him. You don't have to worry about it like I am right here. But yeah, that's Into the Breach. I'm digging this game quite a lot. I didn't realize I wanted this game as much as I do.
I will say now, I highly doubt this will be the last time we talk about this on Video Game Choo Choo, whether it's the podcast or otherwise.
That is for sure. I find myself going to it and just like playing it.
I adore it. I love this game. I'll show my hands. Anyway, thanks, Michael.
No problem. Thanks, Andy.